Good morning and welcome back to the Livingston Parish News Morning Show. Try to combine those two words this morning. Let me try that again. Good morning and welcome back to the Livingston Parish News Morning Show. My name is McHugh David, publisher and editor of the news. Appreciate you guys joining us this morning. If you're watching us live, thank you for that. We do also upload these shows to www.livingstonparishnews.com/podcast so you can check them out there. We have audio and video versions. If you ever want to go back and refer to an old show, you can always check them out there. Getting into your traffic this morning, accident on I-12 eastbound at Highway 447, which is the Walker exit, so you're going to have to deal with that. However, that is eastbound. Not really focused on that if you are heading into Baton Rouge. As of right now, traffic into Baton Rouge is flowing on I-12 west, so that's a good sign. Some minor delays on your on-ramps at 447, Jubin Road, and Range Avenue. Also some heavy delays at 4H Club Road, River Road, and 190 in the western side of Denham Springs, heading into Baton Rouge. Some minor delays on 64 heading into Central. Lockhart and Dunn, as well as Linder and Lockhart, also looking pretty good this morning. There are some delays on Dunn Road heading out of a couple of subdivisions pretty close to Lockhart, so be prepared for that. Good morning, Miss Gianna. Thank you for joining us. Getting into your weather today, 68 degrees is your current temperature. It's a pretty beautiful morning. 91 degrees is your high. It is going to get pretty hot. 70 degrees, your overnight low. It's going to be another sunny day again. We're not going to get into that rainy stuff until about Sunday, is the current forecast. That could change over the next 24 hours. We will keep you apprised. Yesterday, sheriff's deputies found a Shetland pony about 3.5 miles north of Port Vincent on Highway 16. They are still looking for the owner, as we understand it. If you're looking for a picture of the pony, it is on our website, www.livingstonparishnews.com. /breaking_news. Again, the sheriff is looking for the owner of the pony, trying to get it home safe. There are a lot of things going on this Saturday. Two big events, and which is, right now it's just a good sign to see people trying to get out, do things, especially amid COVID-19, especially amid the heat. The first one is going to be a Watson Farmers Market. Now, they tried this again 2 weeks ago on June 6th, or they tried this first 2 weeks ago on June 6th, had about 15 vendors, had a pretty good turnout. They're looking to expand that this Saturday. Excuse me, it's going to be at 33135 Highway 16, which is about half a mile north of Highway 16 and Amy Church Road. So again, 33135 Highway 16, it's going to be the Watson Farmers Market from 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. Rachel Deaton is the organizer. That's also the lady that put together the Amy River Cleanup Project. So trying to get a farmer's market started up in Watson. Had one event on June 6th, had a pretty good turnout. They're looking for more people. That's this Saturday, again, from 7 to 11 a.m., 33135 Highway 16. And good morning, Jonathan from Rescue Alliance. We are, in fact, talking about you guys right now. There is a pet food distribution occurring through Rescue Alliance. Thank you, Jonathan, for joining us at Agape Baptist Church. That's at 25353 South Walker Road. That's going to be at 11 a.m. This is another Saturday event. It's happening this Saturday, June 20th. Again, it's a pet food distribution event by Rescue Alliance, a no-kill organization. It's at Agape Baptist Church, 25353 South Walker Road. That's this Saturday at 11 a.m. So you got that farmer's market from 7 to 11 a.m. and a pet food distribution at Agape Baptist Church. Now, if you happen to be somebody who is, I guess you can say, fortunate enough to have continued to buy your own pet food, supply your own pet food, and you can buy extra, Agape Baptist Church is a drop-off point. Throwing my pen this morning. Agape Baptist Church is a drop-off point for Rescue Alliance to bring food and pet, I guess you can say, materials. Again, that's at 25353 South Walker Road. Starts at 11 a.m. on Saturday, June 20th. The governor had a couple of things to say yesterday. One of them is that he has signed legislation to expand the medical marijuana program in Louisiana. It had to be before that, it had to match some federal guidelines for you to be prescribed medical marijuana. The new legislation will allow doctors who are in good standing to prescribe medical marijuana to anybody that they believe might need it. And it looks like I'm having, oh, there we go. It looked like I had a little bit of internet trouble there for a second. So starting over, the governor has expanded the medical marijuana program in Louisiana. Doctors in good standing can prescribe medical marijuana to anybody that they believe it will benefit. Now, they will have to prove that through the prescription and required paperwork. However, this is kind of opening the door for more medical marijuana to be prescribed in Louisiana. Also, the governor yesterday, please, on his radio show, is begging Louisiana residents to participate in the census. Right now, the census statewide has about a 60%, just below a 60% response rate. Of course, this is extremely important. Reporting to the census, it determines how many congressmen we get, or congressmen and women, in at the federal level. It also determines our eligibility for certain aid and that kind of thing. So that's money coming back from the federal government. This is extremely important. If you have not filled it out, please try to do so. You can also visit census2020.gov if you're not entirely sure how to fill it out or what's going on with the census and how that process works. They will walk you through it on the website. They also have a phone number you can call. Again, that's census2020.gov. Please remember that filling out your census is extremely important. It affects, again, how many Congress people that we send to Washington, D.C. It affects how many districts we have compared to other states. It also affects our eligibility for federal funding at a local and state level. So it's very important that you fill out that census. Again, they extended that because of COVID-19, that it will be due by October. There is still plenty of time. But please fill out that census. The 60% response rate is not very good. They need more information than that. Getting into your coronavirus statistics for the day, 48,634 cases. There was a pretty big jump of 928 cases yesterday. That would be from Tuesday to Wednesday. However, the state did say that 128 of those came from the beginning of April. They had been sitting in a lab for a while. So the rise was closer to high 7s, 800-ish. That's still not great, but it's not as bad as it looks. 2,950 deaths, 37,017 recoveries, 545,000 tests, 585 hospitalized on 83 ventilators. Good morning, Miss Karen. Mitigation efforts, let's talk about them real quick. Wash your hands for 20 seconds or more with soap and water. Disinfect common surfaces at home and at your office. Wear a mask in public if at all possible. Control your cough and sneezing with elbow or a tissue. Don't touch your face, my favorite one and the one I struggle with very badly. 6 feet of distance or more between yourself and others in public. 25 or less to a gathering, preferably less. Stay home if you're sick, and utilize telehealth to get in touch with your doctor, and try to stay home to work if at all possible. There I go, touching my face. I'm sorry. Yesterday, so the governor talked about a couple of legislative things in the census, and then he jumped into a little bit of the coronavirus. He is concerned over a small uptick in certain areas of hospitalizations. It's mostly in North Louisiana. They have not had as much success with their response to the coronavirus as some of the folks in the South. So they're still trying to get a handle, especially in the Monroe area and parts of the Shreveport area. So keep that in mind. Hopefully we don't see those spikes here as well. Excuse me. The House Committee, a Louisiana Legislative House Committee, approved a $250 hazard pay for essential workers. This is focused on industrial workers, healthcare workers, as well as child care. It would come from the $1.8 billion that was received via the CARES Act. And it's going to be, it would probably be distributed via unemployment, I would imagine. You would probably have to sign up for that through the Louisiana Workforce Commission. They're still working out the details. It's just now coming out of the House, the House Committee. So if you'll remember, we talk about it a lot. The way a bill works is it's introduced in committee and comes out to that particular floor. So if it's introduced in a House committee, it'll come out to the House first. If the House approves it, then it's shipped over to a Senate committee. If the Senate committee approves it, then it goes to the Senate floor. If the Senate approves it, then it goes to the governor. So it has to pass all 4 places to be able to go to the governor. So we're just getting started on this. Again, we're looking at just under 2 weeks left before the end of this special session. They're going to be talking about insurance again, things like this. They're going to be trying to get all that out, as well as a budget before that June 30 do or die date, I guess you can call it. There was a report coming out from the Economist Intelligence Unit, which is a think tank out of Washington, D.C., that U.S. companies pivoting to create coronavirus response and PPE, which is personal protective equipment, and that kind of thing, is going to help reduce the United States reliance on China and Chinese goods. And we've seen a lot of this move, especially in our local area. Gator Millworks, for example, has made face shields that they've shipped all over the country. Sporting Center made special branded with your favorite high school masks for individuals here locally. Five Star Printing and Signs, Mr. Danny Paline created, I guess you can say, protective shields that go in front of nurses and doctors if they have to intubate people or put a ventilator in. And then, of course, Farrell Calhoun, which is a paint company, used their chemistry background to make hand sanitizer. So a lot of local companies doing, especially here in Livingston Parish, doing what they can to participate in the coronavirus response, which is supposed to help. We've talked about it in the past. The United States is very reliant in a lot of industries on Chinese goods, or at least pieces of Chinese goods, parts and that sort of thing. So trying to find a way to get away from that would be good for the economy going forward, provide jobs and that sort of thing. Walker Kiwanis, a little piece of good news here. Yesterday, spent most of the morning going around to healthcare facilities in the Walker area, including North Oaks, Health Remede, Our Lady of the Lake, those kinds of places, and delivering free meals. They delivered 250 free meals to healthcare workers yesterday. That would be Wednesday, June 17th. You can check out a photo gallery. Mr. David Gray walked around with them yesterday. Good morning, Miss Cheryl. Walked around with them yesterday and kind of got an idea. Very appreciative those healthcare workers were. So thank you to the Walker Kiwanis group for taking those meals around and passing them out. I know that those people appreciated that. Getting back into your coronavirus statistics real quick, 48,634 cases. Oh, God. 48,634 cases. There it is. 2,950 deaths, 37,017 recoveries, 554,000 tests. So that testing is continuing to ramp up. 585 hospitalized on 83 ventilators. Want to remind folks, getting back into this traffic real quick, there's an accident on I-12 East at Highway 447. That's the Walker exit. Now, that is eastbound, so not as bad in affecting traffic, but there is an accident there. If you are heading east this morning, keep that in mind. I-12 westbound is flowing with some minor delays on those on-ramps. Minor delays on 64 heading into Central. Some heavier delays at 4-H Club Road, River Road, and 190 in Denham Springs on the western side. Kind of that gateway into Baton Rouge on your surface streets. Dunn and Lockhart and Linder and Lockhart looking pretty good, but there are some delays on Dunn itself. Please keep that in mind. It's currently 68 degrees, 91 degrees is your high today, 70 degrees your overnight low. It is going to be sunny. One last time, my name is McHugh David, publisher and editor of the news. Appreciate you guys joining us this morning for the Livingston Parish News Morning Show. Please remember we are on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, and YouTube. We are once a week in print on Thursdays at $7 a month. We are also online, www.livingstonparishnews.com. We have a podcast page which has audio and video versions of these shows as well as long form of those shows. We've released the podcast with Mr. Jeff Taylor, our assessor. We will be releasing that story this afternoon and probably talking more about the details of it on tomorrow morning's show. There will be a COVID assessment coming as the flood assessment falls off. So, of course, you can check out he and I's discussion yesterday at our podcast page. They are free. There's an audio and video version. Also, we have our coronavirus page, which is free as well. We do appreciate, again, you joining us this morning. We hope you have a great day. It's supposed to be a beautiful one, and we will see you tomorrow.